Yo, what is up guys and welcome back to the channel. Today we've got another review on the team of the season Max AARONS card. We're going to go through the card as CISO stats, clips and summary. Before we get into all of that, if I could ask you guys to please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell so you know when I upload, and comment down below if you're going to be grabbing this card and what your thoughts are on it. And now let's get into the video. So guys, getting into Max AARONS review here, and this is the team that I used him in. I played him in the right back slot, in the 4-2-3-1 and in the centre back slot as well. And overall guys, my first impressions of this card, I really do like this card. I think it's a very solid card, very decent card as well. Let's just get into the review room. Max AARONS, 5'10", high medium work rates, right footed, 3 stars only, 3-star weak foot, 11 games played, 1 goal scored and 1 assist. Now guys, overall I think this is just an okay card in terms of the face of it. 5'10" is reasonable height for a fullback, decent for a centre back as well. High medium work rates, you just need to put the right instructions on him to make sure he doesn't go forward too much. And 3-star swing with 3-star weak foot is a bit average, but you can sort of remedy that a little bit by either playing him on the right back slot and not using him so much on his left, or playing him on the right centre back slot and trying to keep it on his right foot as well. In terms of chemistry style, I put the anchor on him. For me, that was the best way to go with this card, which leads me into the attribute details, guys. The key pros of the card, I think his pace is decent, but because of his size and the width, I think his pace does need a little bit of a helping hand, so that does just take him over the edge with the anchor as well. His defending stats are pretty solid, his defensive awareness is brilliant, and his positioning is phenomenal. And I think actually his defensive stats are really brought down by that heading accuracy, so you shouldn't be too put off by them. He is a very good defender. His physicality is good as well. I think that his stamina is phenomenal. His strength does need a bit of a helping hand, so that again is why I went with the anchor, and the aggression boosted up as well. His dribbling is really good as well, guys. Really quick and capable, especially if you do play him in that centre back slot. What you then get is a player who's really able to move around in that slot well, take the ball out and bring it out well as well. For some reason, guys, he also has the 99 attack positioning, so that's always nice to have as well when you're trying to get into forward positions if you're playing like that right back slot. In terms of cons, guys, I would say that his reactions do hold him back slightly if you're going to play him at fullback. They're okay for centre back, but at fullback he certainly does lack a little bit. Of course, his strength, which we did mention previously, does need a helping hand on that, and his crossing is very average for a fullback as well, so that's something to bear in mind as well. The only player trait he has is the speed dribbler trait. So now that we've covered that, let's get into some of the clips that I got with him. So guys, getting into some of Max AARONS clips, and what you guys are going to see is his general ability to play in that centre back slot, in that right back slot, and defend, most importantly, which is that side of his game, which is the defensive side. You're going to see that most importantly. Now, the first thing I want to get into, guys, is his pace. Now, he is quick, guys, even without a boost. His body type is quite big, though, so you will need to bear that in mind, is that you may want to boost that. Given that he's quite sizable, he won't move as quick as some of the smaller players, so boosting that pace just gives him a little helping hand to be able to get up in terms of catching people, in terms of breaking ahead of people, in terms of breaking through people as well, breaking through the lines as well. He does very well if he has a slight pace boost. In terms of his defending, guys, and this is actually one of the most important things, I want to get straight into this because I feel like it's really important to address this about the card. It says 87 on the face of the card. It feels so much higher than that. This card is a fantastic defender, really capable of everything except for heading, of course. Now, if you're going to go kick it out, his heading isn't the best, so I would recommend you keep it to his feet when you're kicking it out to him. But in terms of a defensive side of things, defensive awareness, his tackling, his interceptions, all of that is at a good or exceptional level, especially when it comes to defensive awareness. And that really plays a big part in his game because of how well he positions himself. I mean, you look at that, I've not controlled him to make that movement at all, and he's gone and stepped out to the perfect place to be able to get the ball again there, interceptions. And that really that's what makes me think centre back is his best position, because he reads the game so well, just in terms of being able to cut out play, stop play in its tracks, and get things going again on the other end with his decent dribbling, which nicely leads me into his dribbling, guys. And his dribbling is very good, guys. I do think that for a fullback it is slightly lacking in the reactions department, so you may want to look at helping that out if you are going to play him there. In terms of a centre back, though, it's perfectly fine in terms of reactions level. The 80 doesn't bother me too much and didn't hinder me too much in terms of my general gameplay. In terms of his passing, guys, his passing is okay as well. I do feel like he lacks a bit in the crossing department, and that's a real con of this card, especially at the right back slot, because he's so capable attacking wise in terms of dribbling and in terms of pace that you need some end product on the end there, and his shooting obviously isn't the best, even though he does have 99 attack positioning. So what you do have, guys, is a bit of a disappointment in terms of crossing. Maybe something to look at as well alongside the reactions if you want him to be a really complete fullback or attacking wingback in that sense. The last thing I want to get into, guys, is his physicality. Now his physicality is very good on the face of it, and it's even boosted further by the fact that he's such a big body type, such a strong body type as well. And what that allows you to do is block shots, get in the way, stop opponents running past you, all of that good stuff that you want a centre back to be able to do, or a fullback if you're coming up against smaller, faster wingers that you're trying to just stop in their tracks. A very similar sort of style of play to Yuri Berchiche or Christian Gunter as well, just in terms of being a sizable fullback who's able to stop those smaller runners and can compete physically with those bigger players, those bigger strikers that run into the channel. This is the final clip here, guys. So guys, getting into this Max Aarons final summary. 144k on the PlayStation, 157 on the Xbox, and 165 on the PC. So relatively expensive, guys, for this card, and it is of course because of that link to Buendia that this price will be getting shot up as well. In terms of the key pros of the card, the pace is good, dribbling is good, defending is very good, and physicality is good as well. If you're looking at a chemistry style to put on this card, I put the anchor on him. I felt like the pace could have used that little helping hand as well, so it does really help him out in that regard, and boosts a key factor for me, which is his strength. You guys can see 78 strength there, with the anchor goes up to 88. If you put a sentinel on him, his aggression goes to 93, his strength is 83, his heading accuracy goes up tremendously, and his stats in defending all go up as well. So that's another good way to go, but I personally prefer a lot more strength, so the anchor was the one for me in terms of the way to go. In terms of similar sorts of players, guys, he's a bigger fullback, stronger fullback, someone similar in mold to a Aaron Wan-Bissaka or a Kleiber or a Bender, not necessarily as good as any of those. Someone like an Emerson, again, Mbappe. You're getting my sort of drift with this, guys, in terms of where I think he sits. He's a very good fullback. He's a big fullback as well, so he does have that size advantage too. Somewhere in the mold of this Kyle Walker, actually. It's a very good shout there. In terms of linkability, guys, he's of course got some perfect links to the other Norwich players. Todd Cantwell's in there, of course. Strong links to English players in the EFL, such as Wayne Rooney, English icons as well as other Team of the Season players that have come out. Ivan Toney, Emiliano Buendia, of course. Timu Puki's in there as well. Nick Powell as well. If you guys haven't got that card, go and grab it. And Will Hughes too. So lots of linkability options there as well, which leads me into the price comparison, guys. Now, this card is pretty high at the minute, and I do think it will drop off with the coming weeks. However, I still feel like 144k is a steal for this card, considering who you're going to be able to link him into and how you're able to link him in as well. It really is a really good value card. Which leads into my final recommendation, guys, which is, if you're going to buy this card, I would wait it out a couple more weeks just to see where this card drops off to. It will drop off with the Team of the Seasons coming out. However, I still do think he's worth it, and I think he's worth more than that. He's a very good fullback, very good centre-back as well, capable in both those positions, and will do a job for you in either area. So I would say it's worth it, but again, hold off until the price drops off again. Hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you did, please do smash that like button. Until next time, I will see you all in a bit.